good. How are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. I was getting a bit panicky then, thinking, oh,
Me
right,
too. This is my first. This is my first live, so I was not sure what was going to happen, but we're here.
I know,
So
you just never know.
I
You
know.
just never know. But I'm so pleased to have you join us for our live. It seems like forever since I've seen you. Like, for those of you that don't know, that we both went to university together, and it's been quite a long time now.
Yeah, about 3 years, maybe. 3 years.
It's gone so quick, hasn't it?
It's crazy.
So quickly. Oh, I've got you set up just on my table here, so it keeps wobbling every time.
So does mine. Hopefully you won't fall off.
Yeah, hopefully. Anyway, did you want to give us a little intro about you and how you started your brand Darcie Olley, really, so that all of our followers can get to know you?
Yeah, okay. So yeah, I'm Darcie. Hello everyone. I'm an illustrator, print designer, all round kind of creative person, I guess. And I started my brand Darcie Olley in, I think it was, August 2019. So that's kind of when I officially started. Before then I was working in the textile industry for around a year, but I always knew deep down I wanted to have my own business. So that's when I decided I'm just going to do it. So yeah, it's been a few years now. But
wow.
Yeah.
No, it's so amazing. How have you found it since starting, obviously 2019, and then obviously 2020 hit, and with coronavirus and everything?
Yeah. So when I started off really slowly. I kind of just uploaded one little print to Etsy, so it started off really slow, and then obviously it was around Christmas that time I started getting a little bit busier. I think I started doing portraits, which got the ball rolling a little bit, and then obviously 2020 hit. And I mean, luckily for me, it didn't really affect me that much, because obviously everyone was shopping online more. So it was okay for me. But it's been interesting, obviously, trying to I couldn't go to any fairs or anything. That's what I planned for 2020, but obviously we couldn't do any of that. So it was all just trying to build up everything online, really.
So it's a bit unexpected, isn't it? But I'm so pleased that you online, like you say, everyone's been shopping online and going crazy for lots of giftware and stuff. And I want to talk more about your products. You do such a range of products, and I've seen your tote bags look amazing. Oh my gosh, I need one. I've got my little print in the background here as well. But I thought, I know already, but for anyone who doesn't know, how did you start to get into illustration and print design, and what kind of sparked that?
So yeah, I've always loved art and drawing, being creative in general. And then I think it started really at college. I did an art course, a general art course, and I tried everything, tried photography, clay, sculpture, a bit of everything. You try out everything. And I think I just loved drawing. That was my main thing, but I wasn't sure how I could actually put that into a product or go into a job doing that. And then a tutor actually said to me, you should try putting your illustrations into prints. So that's what I did, and then it just kind of grew from there. So then I decided to go to do the degree, where I met you before, but obviously we met properly on the degree. And that was a fashion and textiles degree, so it was half fashion, half textiles, and I was always sort of drawn more towards the textile side. So me and sewing machines just don't get on.
I know what you mean. That was exactly I was the same as you, looking at the print side a bit more.
But so that's really how I got into the textile side of it. And that's how it started, really, just through the degree. I joined kind of not knowing where it would take me, and it's taken a few years from then to get to now actually figuring out what I like to do and my kind of style, I suppose.
Because for me, I've seen like your start, like I know your style, so I feel like I know it really well. Like I've seen it like from the start, so I suppose you've like kind of developed it more. Is there something like, obviously through university you had a theme, didn't you, like for your final collection, like we all did? Can you tell us a little bit more about your theme and like what inspired all your work?
Yeah, so I've got a little example. So
show us. Even though I've seen it.
A lot of it's like at my mum's house, but I've got some like little things. So it was all based on extinct animals. So a lot of my work is still, well, it's mainly based on animals. I've always loved drawing animals. So I kind of picked 3 different characters, and because again I wanted to link it back to illustration, because that was something I knew in the future I wanted to do. So I picked these characters. One was like a wolf, one was a tiger, and one was a bird. So I sort of gave them names, and then out of that I created a series of prints out of them. So I've got some little examples.
Oh, I love that one. They're all digitally printed?
Yeah, so they were digitally printed. I did try a little bit of screen printing, but it was mainly digital. And then that was like one of my scarves.
Oh, that reminds me of new designers.
I know. And then I've got my main thing was like this wall hanging, which I don't have with me, but it's actually quite funny because this thing behind me is like a new print I've done, and it actually reminds me a lot of that, which wasn't like, it wasn't on purpose, but it's suddenly like linked back together. I think it's the dark background really, but so it was all based on extinct animals, and that's something that, you know, I've always cared about, like, well, animals obviously, but so do
you think that's fed through into your current work now as well? I know you said you still do animals and things like that. Do you have like certain themes? Do you make your own themes up for your collections, or
I sort of to go on and off that idea. So like I do that a little bit, like the one behind me, as I said. I think I've got another example like this kind of print. So kind of like I've always liked having the idea of having a story behind my work. So with my uni collection, it was like so much research went into it, but now obviously I don't put the same level of research. I still research, but so like this print behind me, I kind of pick a place like in the world, a habitat, and see what animals would be in that place, and then create it around that. So it's not just like random animals in a bunch. It's always, I've always done a little bit of research behind it, and kind of like thought a little bit about a story behind each print. So
that's so nice. It's so nice that you can have like a product that actually like has meaning behind it, and you've sort of put so much into it. And I see there's so much obviously detail in your designs. We did have like a few questions actually when I put up a story yesterday. Asking about like your making process, and like how you sort of start, and whether you use like Procreate, or what kind of process do you go through?
So I start off, I always start off by painting them by hand. So I've got like a little example here of this tiger print that I just showed you. So that's like the finished print. But then
gorgeous.
Thank you. This is like the original, so you can't, this is like a smaller version, and you can kind of tell like I don't add all the detail in by hand, so I kind of leave the faces of the animals blank because I like doing those digitally. So it's mainly starts off with painting acrylic, and because I just like getting the texture that way. I feel like I can't really get that with digitally. Like I think you can, it's getting like Procreate is amazing now, but I still like doing it by hand, and then I put them into Photoshop, and then I sort of add details in afterwards, and add little I add the background in after, because I like to be able to change that around, change the colour, and just like tweak things. So that's how I do it really. I start off, it's always, everything I do starts off hand drawn, and then quite a lot of the time it's digitally edited after. So that's
That makes sense. Do you do that on an iPad or like a computer usually?
No, I do it on a computer. I'd like to try it on an iPad, but I haven't got one. So,
no. There's so many things you can do now, isn't there? Like,
it's
like
amazing. I see loads of people doing everything on iPads, and it's like amazing. But yeah, I'd like to try that out. But at the moment, I'm just doing it Photoshop. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it sounds amazing. I can see like obviously the detail in like your texture, like you say, with your like brush strokes and stuff like that. It's really nice. It makes it like a bit more characteristics, isn't it, of the animals and things like that.
Yeah, and like it's not everything's like perfect kind of thing. Some things are a bit wonky, and but that's what I like.
That's so nice about it, because you can just see like your true like style through that, I think.
Yeah,
it's really nice. Oh, my cat's here to come and join me. Of course, for the live, it has to make an appearance in the background.
That's so cute.
But yeah, so what kind of product did you first ever start out with? Was it a print or?
Yeah, I think it was just a print. I'd had the idea for the print for like years really in my head. It was like big cats, and I think it's still in my shop, but that was just my first thing, because I've been thinking about it for so long, so I just got it out on paper and put it up in my shop, and then that's how it started really. I think I literally had one print in my shop for a few months, and then just gradually, really slowly started adding more things. So yeah, that's what it started with, just prints. But obviously now I've gone into doing different things.
So you've got what kind of other products have you branched out into?
So I've got the bags, which you were saying about. So that's quite a recent thing. I'll show you that. So it's like these. This is like a personalised children's one, and I think I've got about 5 designs at the moment, but I'm hoping to do a lot more. And then you've got the more like adult ones as well. That's pretty as well as a bag. But I really just I've just started with bags because I wanted to start off with something quite simple, but hopefully in the future I can do more, like get my products on more different things really. So yeah, I do bags, and I think I've got a few stationery things as well, so like wrapping paper, notebooks. I just start off like very small, like one little thing here and there, and then see how it goes.
Wow, so it is great. You've been growing your products really well, really, with all your different prints.
Yeah. I'm trying to like slowly branch out. I do portraits as well, which just takes up quite a lot of time.
They are gorgeous, by the way, everyone, because I've seen our friend Amber. I've seen her portrait being done for her.
That was like one of my first ones, I think. So that was really good.
Yeah, they're so nice, really so nice. If you hear purring, by the way, it's my cat. It's literally on my lap. Just has to make an appearance for the live. But yeah, I absolutely love your portraits. How do you go about doing them? How do they start off?
It's the same kind of thing really. I start off painting them by hand, and then that really is, I'm literally just painting like the face, the skin tone and the hair, and then the rest of it sort of added in digitally. So yeah, it's just like I get sent the photo and I work from the photo. So I do the pet portraits and the family portraits as well. So it's all kind of the same process. I always paint them first, then scan them in, and then do it digitally. But yeah,
I bet that's really interesting, seeing like you get a photo sent through and you're like, oh, like you don't know what to expect that you're drawing.
I love it. It's like you can be quite nosy, like in a good way. It's really fun though, like especially when people have like requests for pets, like they want them wearing a hat or something. It's really fun.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And then that's kind of something that's obviously more popular around Valentine's Day, Christmas, so it's a bit quiet at the moment for those, but then as soon as it gets to an event it starts getting quite busy. So I love doing those. They're really fun to do. Yeah,
definitely. I forgot to mention, by the way, anyone who's joined, thank you for joining. I just want to say, if you want to ask any questions for Darcie to answer, feel free to put them in the box below while we're chatting as well. But I also wanted to ask as well, because we had a couple of questions about starting a business like from scratch. Yeah. And like it can be quite overwhelming, can't it, when you're creating products and you're getting them up online, and like the advertising and marketing behind it all. Where did you kind of start with all of that, and like how would you say the best sort of way is to start for you anyway?
I think I just, like I said before, I just started off really small. So I think it's quite easy when you start to think like I've got to order all this packaging and like start and like buy loads of stuff, and it's like quite overwhelming, I think, for when people are just starting out. But I think the way I did it is just started off really slowly, and not put too much pressure on myself, and then started off really with just friends. Like my first few months it literally was just family and friends ordering, and then yeah, like kind of grew word of mouth a little bit, at first anyway, just like doing things for free for people, even just as like for the portraits I needed a few examples, so just doing them for free for people, and then I had examples to work from. So really just starting off small, I'd say is a good thing, and not getting too weighed down with like what everyone else is doing, because I know like Instagram and everything, it can be so overwhelming, like everyone's doing so many amazing things, and it's like it's quite scary sometimes. But I think just like believing in what you're doing, and just focusing on what you're doing, really. Like it's nice to look for inspiration elsewhere, but just trying to remember why you're doing it and what your style is, and working that out as you go along, really, as well. Yeah, I think just focusing on yourself, your own path, and then like practically as well, I think getting your work in as many places as you can, really. So I started off with an Etsy shop, but now I'm not on the high street, and I have my own shop as well. So
amazing.
Thank you. So like just yeah, just having your products being available in different places, I think that's really good. So just getting yourself out there, really, I suppose.
Yeah, definitely. Like it can be really overwhelming with like Instagram, like you say, there's loads of posts and the algorithm of getting everything. But I think as long as you're doing something that's true to like yourself, then people are going to see that, aren't they? And they're going to see that, and they're buy into your product that kind of way, which I think is really nice.
Yeah. And
so,
it's
sorry.
No, go on.
I was gonna say, do you have like a favourite product in your shop that your like go-to product? You're like, that's my favourite out of everything.
I was thinking about that actually. It's really hard to decide, like, because I feel like I'm attached to them all. But I would say my animal alphabet print, which is that one there, just because I think it just like makes me smile. I think I'm probably too old to have it up in my house, but
I want it.
it's just my favourite, and it is quite a popular one, which obviously helps. But yeah, I'd probably say that one. That's one of my favourites, but it changes all the time, to be honest. As soon as I do a new print, I'm like, that's my favourite, and then I go off it, and then it changes all the time. So
that's it. It must be hard to like detach yourself from your own work, so you're like, oh, I love this.
Yeah,
like, I want to give it away almost. Like it must be hard sometimes.
Yeah, it can be. Yeah, it is. Yeah,
but that looks amazing. That would be so nice. Or like in your nursery or somewhere like that. That would be so
that's what I love seeing people's photos of them, and that's quite a popular one for like children's rooms and nurseries, which is so cute to see. But I do love
cute.
Them. Yeah.
We've got a question here from Amy saying, sorry I'm late, have I missed anything? So don't worry, you can always watch it back on our IGTV. We're going to post it on there, and our Facebook and YouTube channel. So if you have missed anything, you can rewatch it back. But this is Darcie, and she's a print and illustration designer. So we've just seen a few of her products up close. I was also going to ask you if you've got any plans for new products coming up to go into your shop.
Yeah, so I've also literally just launched like some new Father's Day cards. So this is my first card, really. So a little personalised one.
I love it.
Thank you. So so cards. Now I know I can print my own cards. That's going to be a new thing that I'm going to be focusing on as well. So personalised cards, just trying to think of things that are different from what you can buy in a card shop on the high street. so yeah, cards is kind of my main focus, but then I'm always thinking of new things, so something will randomly just pop into my head and then I think, oh, that's what I'm doing now. But at the moment it's the cards I'm going to focus on, and the bags as well, new designs for the bags really, because especially the children's personalised ones, they've been quite popular, so I think getting some new designs for those would be good. But
do you do the, so like you say, the card printing you do yourself now as
so
as well as the bags?
So I'm kind of doing everything myself. It's just easier it's better that way, I think, because you're not having to order like huge quantities of things.
You can
have so
you control it, sort of thing, can't you then?
Exactly.
Oh, amazing. And so I know that obviously we said about doing the fashion and textiles at university and like talking about the sewing and everything like that, but have you ever thought about going into fashion, or have you sort of delved into the fashion side of it a little bit at all with your prints?
So like I said, I probably wouldn't I wouldn't make anything myself because that's not my my expert area, but I would definitely, I've got a few, well, there's something I can't talk about yet, but it's coming up to do with one of my prints, and it's a collaboration between me and someone else, so that's coming in like the next month, I think, so hopefully I can share more about that soon.
Ooh, that's exciting.
I know, that is really exciting. I'm looking forward to being able to talk about that. But I think one of my prints before I've sold, and that's on children's, like been put into children's clothes. I think a lot of them work quite well on children's clothes. So I'm always open to things. I've also thought about fabric as well, like putting my prints onto fabric would be nice, so other people can make things with them.
That would be amazing. I can just imagine like t-shirts or like little makeup bags people can make.
That would be cute. There's so many things that I could do or everyone could do, but
So do you have a dream, if you could collaborate with anyone in the whole world or to do a project that is out of this world sort of thing, like something you never think of, what would you do, or who would you work with?
I think, that's a big question. Probably it would be something like a children's book. That's kind of my dream. That's not really collaboration, but it's, I'd love to illustrate a book for someone else that they'd written. That's always kind of been my dream and something that I'd love to do. And just really any like company that would want to work with me, I'd be happy to do. I haven't got like one in particular really, just anything anything to do with children's books. I think that's something that really interests me. I think so. That's what it would
I can see your work being in children's books, just because like the characters, you could have them all dressed up, and I could just see you doing that.
Yeah, hopefully.
That'd be amazing. So now thinking about, with all the easing of lockdown and hopefully nothing else sort of changes, have you got any plans, or possibly thinking about doing any like craft fairs or fairs that sell sort of products and talking about creative people and things like that?
So I've just sort of started looking into that, because obviously they're starting up again now. So I'm hoping maybe around Christmas time I'll aim to get to a few fairs and things, because it would be nice to actually, get all my products seen in person. At the moment it's all just been online, so I haven't like got any things booked in particular yet, but it's definitely something I'm going to look into. There's just so many amazing ones to go to. It's like trying to narrow them down. But I definitely think hopefully Christmas time I'm going to aim to like get out to a few different things.
That'll probably be like the perfect time, like to get all the gifts and things like that, and hopefully
more lockdowns.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
I hope so. So would they be more like local or further out, do you reckon?
I mean, I'm not like also a reason why I haven't really done any the last few years, because I've moved around a lot. So I was living in Manchester, then back to Essex. Now I'm in Warwickshire. So it's been a bit like I've never settled anywhere to actually go to any really. So yeah, it doesn't really matter too much where they are. I know there's some, like, I can travel further afield, so yeah, I suppose just finding one which actually my products suit, kind of thing. So yeah, I've got to look around really anywhere. But yeah,
definitely, that sounds exciting.
Yeah,
exciting stuff happening coming soon.
Yeah, definitely.
If anyone else has any more questions, just pop them in the box, by the way. I forgot to let anyone new that have just started watching. But yeah, I just wanted to ask, like, sort of a last kind of question before we go, is that, have you got just one kind of tip for anyone who wants to push their business a bit further and add in some new products? Is there anything you'd say to do sort of first? Would it be sort of to research and sort of where you're going to get your products from, or sort of think of more of a idea, so like a spider diagram of everything that you need to know, or a mood board?
Yeah, I'd say I'm quite an unorganized person. I'm not unorganized, but I don't really plan things that much. I kind of, when I try and plan things, it never goes to plan. So I kind of say, I would say, like a tip for starting out, I would say try and do something personalized, or like, you know, portraits might not be a thing, but I think whatever you do, like creatively, or craft, or whatever it is, I think just try and find something you could personalize, because I think that's what's really like helped me with the portraits. It's kind of became my main product really, and I think with personalized things, it's something that you can't buy anywhere, you can't get in shops, so it's unique to you. So that's really what I would say to anyone. Just, I'm sure there's like one thing you could personalize, or yeah, make individual, bespoke for different people. Yeah, I would say that probably be my biggest tip for starting out. And definitely. Just, yeah, start off small and don't get too overwhelmed.
Yeah, too overwhelmed with it all.
Yeah,
we'll have to do some kind of collaboration or something, and add in some like glitter or something onto your bags. That would be amazing.
Yeah, because I've been looking at all your products and they're amazing, so I'm trying to think how I can put those into my, you know, work with those.
We'll have to think of something.
Yeah.
Maybe we could do like a video or something of
definitely
like collaboration. That would be really cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, cool. Well, it's been so nice to have you join us.
Been too long.
It has been too long, and so nice to just chat about your journey and like where you've come to at the moment as well.
Yeah.
I know you've got a little discount code for all of the viewers to shop from your shop.
Yeah, it's what is it? I can't remember what it is now.
I've got it. Don't worry.
It's
HappyFab10.
Yes. Yeah. So,
and
yeah,
you can get 10% off of darcieolley.com.
Yes.
Isn't it? www.darcieolley.com. And head over there and get all your gifts and things and use the discount code. And yeah, so thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And speak to you soon.
Yes, you too.
See you later. Thanks everyone for joining.
Thank you.
Bye.